Welcome to Confessions by Banana Ketchup. Shared Dream Demon. Can anyone explain what this means or tell me how we can protect ourselves? So, backstory, relevant. I met my husband in 2018 while we were deployed to Okinawa, Japan. I heard about a ghost that was caught on our barrack security cameras, but we weren't supposed to see it. I pulled some strings and was able to get it. It was just an apparition. Seems like he was just walking the halls. Nothing out of the ordinary. I showed everyone. News travels fast when you're bored. A few days after I got the video, I was in a friend's room watching movies when two guys came out of the room across from us with a pizza box that had a Ouija board drawn on it. I guess I was the resident spooky bitch, so one of the guys asked if I had the real Ouija board. I did, and I gave it to him. And now we are married and have a baby. Anyways, he used the board. I doubt he even said goodbye or put it away correctly, and I didn't care because I liked to test the spirits at that time. Nothing happened that night, but the spirit presence seemed to shift at that point. Everyone in the barracks could feel it. Fast forward to winter 2019. We are married and I was currently pregnant. My husband was complaining about having trouble sleeping. He had mentioned having demon-like presences taunting him in his sleep, but he was going through some mental stuff at the time, so I just thought it was due to those circumstances, and his dreams were portraying his internal fears and anxieties. I never pushed him to tell me about it, but one night I had an extremely vivid dream, one that haunts me to this day. In this dream, my husband and I were across a field with a house on the other side. We came upon a well about 20 yards from the house. I had a feeling that I need to avoid the empty space between the well and the house, so our only option was to climb down the well and get into the house that way. My husband went first, but before I could climb down, a creature appeared. He had a man's body and head, but the way he was crouching was animalistic and twisted. He had stringy black hair, grey skin, black, soulless eyes, and a lipless smile that reached almost ear to ear. He reminded me of the Japanese demons and evil spirits that are often depicted in movies and creepypastas. He started out with a whisper, "Let me in," but it grew to a normal tone and then ended in him screaming, "Let me in! Let me in!" I woke up to myself screaming "No!" like a blood-curdling scream. My husband sleeps like the dead, but I'm surprised even that scream didn't wake him up. I forced myself to sleep again, and this time he was there, but he stayed at a distance. I didn't tell my husband this until a few days later. We were in the car and I wanted to ask him about his dreams. He said that the demon would follow him around and constantly pester him and try to get my husband to follow him. At one point, he gave him a date, about a month away. He said he thought the demon was trying to get control of him. He was asking to be let in. My husband always said no, but he wouldn't stop asking. I was scared to ask the one question that I needed answered, but I mustered up the courage and blurted out, "What does he look like?" My husband described my dream demon. Exactly how I had seen him in my own dream, and when I say exactly, I mean down to the lipless smile and soulless eyes, even the way he would crouch. I felt like all of the blood had drained from my body. I went cold. I told him about my dream at this point, and we agreed to just continue to say no and ignore him. I've seen him since and always ignore him, so he eventually stopped visiting. My husband just recently started bringing him back up again, saying he's back. I don't know what any of this means, but I have had some rough mental days recently, and I'm scared that this demon, entity, whatever the hell he is, will use my weakened mental state to his advantage. I'm no stranger to strange happenings and spirit encounters, but this one is different. This one chills me to my core. His presence is extremely unwelcomed and he knows it. That date that he gave my husband came and passed. We stayed in that day and thankfully nothing happened. The date was September 9th, 2019, 9/9/19. I looked up the significance of 9919 and 999 and it said that 9919 meant you were ready to take things under your control and 999 meant the end of a cycle in your life. It was the time for new beginnings, but I don't see why such an unsettling and evil presence would be hinting at this out of everything. Thank you, Monday Adams, the author. Little girl who isn't. My husband and I have just bought a 5-bed house and moved 2 days ago. Everything was fine, great, and we were excited about the extra room. We were choosing what room could be a nursery as I'm pregnant, and we are just dumping our boxes around, ordering takeaway, etc. Just basically having fun. I would say the first thing I noticed was when I was lying on our bed, moving my pregnancy pillow around and playing some stupid game on my phone. It sounded like whispers coming from the bathroom across the room to me. We have mirrored wardrobes, so I looked in that and into the open door and didn't see anything. Weird. Must be me just adjusting and imagining things. It didn't happen again and I brushed it off. Takeaway came. We were nested down on the sofa with the other boxes ready to do for tomorrow when I, being the fatty, went to go get another plate. I got up, walked into the kitchen, and swear I saw something by the sink standing, facing the window and looking outside. It looked very tall and just black. I turned on the light and nothing was there. Okay, I'm officially crazy right now. I had a dream that night of a little girl wanting me to chase her to play throughout the house. I was thinking this could be our future child, as we don't know what we are having yet. She looked very cute. Dark brown pigtails and a small little pink dress. I also thought this could be our child, as it had the same color hair as we do and my husband's green eyes. She stopped outside the nursery room and ran in with a giggle. I opened the door and couldn't find her anywhere. In my dream, something big, black, and I remember it had claws too. Well, it jumped out at me with a screech and I woke up. I woke up feeling like I needed to throw up. In the morning, I told my husband the dream and laughed it off like, OMG, look how crazy this pregnancy is making me, in a sort of way. He told me he had a dream of a little girl too. He described her every detail, right down to her frilly socks and shoes she was wearing. He said in his dream he was using the family bathroom as I was in ours. He walked to come ask me if I needed anything, and he saw her standing in the nursery room just glaring at him. He said he went to ask her who is she, why is she in our house, and where her parents were, and she disappeared. He then followed it with another dream. His mom died 2 years ago and was in this dream. She was telling him to be careful and that the girl isn't a girl at all, rather something pretending to be, and that we should be careful. Thank you Haley's comment down below, the author. Thank you for watching everyone. If you already haven't, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any new episodes. See you again soon, and until then please, be safe.